Hi, it's Tabby, and I'm going to be sculpting on top of a paste salsa jar, and I'm going to go with the theme of a blue fairy. I'm starting off this sculpt with armature, so I'm taking a thick gauge wire and I double wrap it around itself for the arms, and for the legs I just did a single wire since it will just be resting on the bottom. I missed some of this film, or maybe I just forgot to press record when I was making it, but here I am bulking up the legs with some aluminum foil and then keeping it in place with masking tape. Now I will take out some Sculpey Ultralight and I attach it with Bacon Bond clay adhesive, and it makes it stick to the glass better. And I'm just shaping out some boobs here, and then I'll go back in and do some of the legs and the butt to make it bigger and smoother. It's easier to sculpt as super sculpey, like over the top of ultralight, because it's a lot smoother than tinfoil. I should have known better than to leave my slabs of clay out, because my kids love to just stab it because it looks so fresh. Here, I've already baked the ultralight in the oven for about 45 minutes at 275 degrees Fahrenheit. And now I'm going over it with another layer of Bacon Bond just to stick it to the ultralight better and prevent air pockets, because that will make it crack. And I just cover the entire thing with Super Sculpey initially before I actually start sculpting. We're gonna add a little bit of tummy, because real girls with curves have a little bit of tum. We're going for a realistic body type here, especially because she is technically naked. I don't actually go into detail and add nipples, but she is gonna stay without clothes. I baked her again at 275 degrees Fahrenheit for about an hour, and now I am still thickening up the legs and building some feet. decide to use some more ultralight to bulk out the arms, and in the end it makes it more posable because I leave a gap on the wire, and there's my daughter getting into stuff in the background. And then of course I bake it again so that I can put super sculpty on top of the ultralight for the arms. I'm bulking things up more after everything is just covered in super sculpty, so that there's less, I guess, segmentation, so it starts looking like it's a whole person, and going in with some detail stuff for fingers, attaching the fingers individually and sculpting them, and making fingernails. I'm not the most realistic sculptor, but I do like using a realistic style, and over time my proportions are getting a little bit better, which is cool. My boyfriend always points out how knobbly the fingers look on the hands, and to me this looks realistic just because that's what my hands look like. I do have some pretty early arthritis going on and stuff, so I mean, I've got some swollen knuckles. She might as well too. Now the body's ready for its final bake for an hour, 275, and we move on to the head. I'm using aluminum foil for the base again to keep it light, and I am using Super Sculpey Living Doll for this part. This is one of my first times using it, and I'm figuring it out, but it holds detail really well, which is cool, especially for like a face where you want it to be really detailed, where you can add like the slightest texture and it'll hold on to it. And I build up the neck on the lid, and this whole part of it is honestly like is the best part of it. Once it starts getting to the neck, it's a big old fail for a while. I literally quit working on this for probably a month because I got really frustrated. But I made the head first, which helped. So I sculpted that, and then it just kind of like sat there being just a head for a while. I'm adding a chin, and it's getting some real alien form there. Look at those buggy eyes. That is definitely from a different planet. A lot of this is bad filming, my bad. It's a little too close, a little too bright. And Squidward face, got a nose, big old forehead. It starts to look a little bit more humanoid here. We're moving on and smoothing out. There we go. We got some eyelids, some cheeks. Looking a little witchy, but I'm okay with it. I trust the process, because heads look ugly for a really long time before they start looking good. And I have to remind myself that I'm doing one part at a time, so it's gonna look funky, and I just gotta trust the process. Apparently, I totally did not film the lips, so my bad, but there they are. I'm reducing the nose because I'm kind of going for a little bit of a schnoz here, but it was too much. So just smoothing things out, really just trying to get the proportions and the features more of what I'm going for, because she does have a long thin face and a larger nose, but I still want her to be kind of pretty. here's some of the footage of the fail. It just really upset me for quite a while, and it sat on my bookshelf for about a month, and then this is me coming back to it. I finally got it in a position where she does not look like a hunchback, and I am adding more chin. It's a little bit too weak chinned. I mean, I was okay with it, but at the same time, I still want her to be pretty. And we are gonna do ears now, and I should have like sculpted them on the head, because I ended up having to redo all of this after I mushed it onto the head. But you know what, I'm a glutton for punishment, I guess. Here I am attaching jump rings to create jewelry. Since the lip of the lid is so wide, it obviously doesn't look like a natural body part, and I try to at least do something to disguise it a little bit. Like, it's still obvious that it's a jar, but I like to at least make it look like a necklace or something. Sorry about my rooster. And the head goes in for the final bake, and it's time to paint. I paint everything this blue. I think I only had to do like 2 coats, and then I do a lighter shade of blue. Sorry, my rooster won't shut up. I do a lighter shade of blue for the fingernails. I do a dry brush of a lighter blue to bring out the details, and I do this on all the essentially raised surfaces. I lost the footage of me painting her lips. This is when I go in with pastels. Right now I'm just going in with a white pastel, and it looks a little bit crazy right now, but Mr. Super Clear is the sealant that I use, and it just kind of like mattes it so it mutes the colors really hard. So I do a couple layers of white initially. I do some blushing on the ears with some red, and I go around on the face in general and do the cheeks, of course. And it's not like super noticeable, especially on camera, but it is there. It makes a difference in the end result. And I also use like a darker blue as well. It just for like the eyeshadows and I guess the recesses of the face. Now we're on to detail painting. I'm doing the eyes, and I am doing like a sideways glance. I paint the pearls white too. I use like a coral pink for the waterline. I know that it's kind of weird since her skin is blue, but I like the effect that it has. The contrasting thing just kind of like livens her up a bit. I'm painting her irises purple. I'm using a color shift paint as an eyeshadow. This is the only footage I have of me painting her eyebrows, and sorry. She has eyebrows now, and I'm going in with a gloss for the eyes and lips. And I decided in the end that I didn't really think that the eyes looked glossy enough, and I tried to do like a resin cover, but one of the eyes dripped, so she's kind of got like a little teary eye, but I just said whatever and I went with it. And I also glossed the necklace, and here I'm adding a little pendant and chain. This took a stupid amount of time for me to do. So yeah, I cut out most of that footage because it was mostly just me being frustrated with small fiddly parts. But look, she's getting pretty. And I go in and I make some wings with wire and resin, and I guess this is called Angelina film. I don't know. Basically, I just pulled a picture offline for reference of some wings that I thought would look nice on my fairy, and I just kind of visually measured the sizes out, and here we are, wings. It's pretty. I super glued them in. Ooh, I'm getting excited. Now it's time to do hair. I made wefts out of doll hair. I got this from Shimmerlocks. I found them through Etsy. But this is really pretty. It's like 4 different colors that they blended together for a custom thing for me, and totally worth it. I'm going in with Mod Podge to create wefts. Takes forever to dry, and when I glue it to her head, I'm using was it high tack? No, high tack glue, and yeah, she's looking pretty great. So when I do the part in her hair, I'm doing a side part, and I do a weft glued on the opposite direction, and so I can flip it. And I boil washed it off of camera to make the part lay down in the correct direction. And I do a big chop. Now I'm going in and making it more even and giving her just like a nice-ish haircut. I'm happy with the length it ended up being, but I wanted it on her face, so I did like little French braids down the sides and one underneath, and I thought it was simple enough but cutesy enough for a fairy. Almost forgot, but I put some falsies on her. I take human lashes and I cut them in half, and they're perfect size for my art. And so she's looking fabulous. I am so pleased. Look at her. She is detailed. She is pretty. She is a little sad eye even. I'm happy. I think it turned out pretty good. I'm pretty proud of this. I'm super happy with how she turned out. She does have a little bit of a crying eye right here because I messed up with the UV resin. But you know what? I went with it. And I'm pretty happy with her. Thank you for watching me make art. I really appreciate anyone that takes the time to support what I do. I love what I do. I have the best job in the world. I just make art all day while I raise toddlers. If you have any requests for things that I should make in the future, leave it down in the comments below. If you like what I make and you want to buy what I make, I will also leave links down below. And thanks. Bye.